Okay, folks, the question you have to ask yourself is, what if the market bounces from here? What if the market bounces? There's so much pessimism. Everyone's gone bearish. Everyone around me has gone bearish. Usually people think I'm a bear, but now everyone has gone bearish. Now it's probably the time to get in. Seriously. Now, what if the market actually bounces from here? Everybody, 99% of people are going to be caught offside. So today we're going to look at three or four coins that are doing really well. And the theme around them is that why are they doing really well right now? The theme around them is that they're all doing an ETF, a NASDAQ ETF on Wall Street. So we have the Bitcoin ETF, we have the Ethereum ETF, which didn't do well much for Ethereum, but these three coins are doing well. So what we want to look for is a beach ball during these sort of crashes. What does that mean? That means when the crash is happening, the beach balls are actually bouncing up. Where does this analogy come from? It basically comes from that, you know how when you're at the beach, you take a beach ball and you try to push it under the waves, under the water in the beach, right? And then as soon as you let go, because your arms get tired, boom, it pops up, right? That's what a beach ball is. Basically, that when everything else is going down, the beach ball is staying up. And as soon as you let go, right, as soon as the downward pressure from your hands stops, it pops up. So we're going to look at three beach balls today, and they're all ETF related, such as Solana, right? There are three of them. Let's get started on this. First was a quick review of where Bitcoin's headed. So Bitcoin, basically, I think I've show you guys enough times that as soon as I said, if it breaks this 92K area with a close, then I believe it is headed to 75 to 80K area. That's what I said in my Discord. So 75 to 80K area, it got to 78. We've already hit that mark. We had a bounce, but realistically, I think it's headed to this 73 area, 73, even 72 with a wick. Like if we get some sort of really bad news, and I mean like really bad news, like something out of Japan with the carry trade or something, then it basically could wick down, like this kind of a wick down, or this was actually the Japanese carry trade wick down, right? Some sort of wick down to an extreme to like 69K. That would be an extreme move. I'm not expecting that. I think 73K is 72, 73, 74, that area. 72 to 74K is where we are headed. If this 78K was the bottom and it bounces from here, once again, I would think that would be a small probability. Not that it can't happen, it's a small probability. Also, a 69K bottom would also be a small probability. The much more likely scenario is something like 72 to 74K, something like that, and then we bounce. I will explain why Bitcoin, even though it looks like this is a bottoming tail, why this is probably not a bottom tail for me, and why Ethereum still probably has a little bit further to go down on. Okay, before we go on, that's the answer to the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo use? Well, Pablo Jimen uses the crypto exchange that is non-KYC. That means you don't have to show your ID. That means the exchange itself can't even see who you are. Of course, Americans then can use it because then the IRS can't see you, the tax office can't see you, FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. Total privacy, right? Pablo likes us so much. I've made a deal with them. The Pablo Jimen Bitunix deal. Trade to win a Tesla Model 3, Rolex, or even Vision Pro just by trading. But, right, only a few days left. Limited time only. So, if you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. The link is in the description below you. The link is in the description below you. But if you're on some other platform, then just go to my bio page. Just go to my personal bio page, right? For example, on this platform, and then click on the stand link I have, and it's the first link that pops up. So just remember that, it's on Pablo's link, on this link only on this link. Okay, let's get back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, basically, I said that it has a chance of stopping. If it stopped and bounced off this 84, 83 area, then we have a chance. We have a chance that it could be respecting this downward wedge. We see this green line here, but it's not doing that. It's basically gone all the way through, and now, so therefore, then this support of the green line becomes resistance. And you see how we've tested once, twice, three times. It keeps on getting rejected at this green line now. If we're going to get rejected at the green line, I think we're going to do something like this, then boom, and test 73, 72, most likely scenario, then bounce. So doesn't matter which scenario we have, doesn't matter where it bounces from. Either 78K was the bottom, 72, 73 was the bottom, or in this extreme case, 68, 69K is the bottom. I'm expecting a bottom somewhere here, and then a move up to at least 109, 110K. Probably more realistically 120, 130K, like another leg up is what I'm expecting. In the most pessimistic scenario, say if 109K was the top of the bull market, and this was this was the high, then we have a lower low, lower high, right? Lower high, lower low, something like this. Then at least I'm expecting a bounce to something like 98, 99, 100K area, right? High 90s, 100K area before you go down. So let's see. What another way to look at this Bitcoin, where the Bitcoin bounce could go to, is if we do this. If we were to try this. Okay, so this is how I came up with the original 108K top for now. So folks who follow me, you can see that for the last two bull runs, I've said we link up 2017 top, 2021 top, then we get this target at 2025 around 108K, and the top turned out for right now was only around 109K. So if we get a bounce, these are monthly charts, by the way. If we were to get a bounce in something like March, April, and we come back in May, then it is possible that's around 103K right now. So it is possible we get a wick up, something like this. We get a wick up, something like this, like 120K max, and then we do this. It would surprise me if we completely broke up and then 120, 130, anything's possible. For now, basically, I think the caps are gained, but I don't think we should be down here in the 70s. So a bounce off 72, 73K is most likely scenario for me. And now let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum basically looking weaker once again than Bitcoin. Look at this. Basically, we saw just now the Bitcoin chart, and we can see that in the Bitcoin chart, we had a close that was very high 2 days ago, right? It was with a long wick, but Ethereum didn't do that, and it basically, just keeps on eating into this long wick. So therefore, what that's telling me is we're getting a visit to, 2141 was the bottom for today, but we should take out at least the lows here to clean it up, because there's going to be folks who with longs with stops here. So 2120 would be a minimum, and most likely we would clean the lows up here, which means we would get below this 2070 area. So most likely I would think Ethereum is headed for a visit around this 20, let's call it 2000. Let's call it 2010, 2000 area, right? And then bounce. If that were broken, there's a chance it could, this 1700s area is we need it. I think in my mind, we need a black swan event, like what happened on August 5th last year was the Japanese yen carry trade. We could get to something like that. Let's have a look at a few coins which are having its ETFs, and they're doing okay. So for example, one coin that's having the ETF, Like, just look at this whole chart. Everything is in red. Everything is in red right now. The one thing that's in green is HBAR, 12%. Why is that? Because there's a fund called Canary Fund that's applying for a HBAR ETF and on Wall Street. So there could be a HBAR ETF just alongside the Ethereum and the Bitcoin ETF. So that's why, look at this. HBAR is actually holding up. Like, I mean, its all-time high was around 57. So right now, well, this high was around 40 cents, 40 cents, and it's not pulled back too much. Well, okay, it's done a 50% pullback, but look at this. When everything's down, the last 2 days is basically being, whilst Bitcoin crashed, right, and Ethereum crashed, basically, HBAR has just gone boom, boom, boom. So the one thing to be careful of, I've spoken about HBAR a lot, and last time when it dipped down to here, I told folks in videos like these I'm making, and in my Discord, I was buying around this 22, 23 area, right? When it got to 37, I was telling folks I'm selling because we buy the dip and we sell the pump. I was telling folks to be playing defense at least 50%. And now we're almost back to that 23, 24 point where I was buying again. So, but just be careful. Here's a resistance again at 24. If Bitcoin goes down to 72, 73, like I was saying, I can't rule out a pullback down back to like something like 19 again. Overall, HBAR I think looks pretty good. A revisit to 38, even around 44, 45 is very likely, in my opinion, when Bitcoin bounces to like 100K, 99K again. And then a challenge even to 56 cents is possible for HBAR. Now let's look at another one, Solana. Oh wait, let's go Litecoin. Litecoin, have you guys noticed, is basically also is actually at the highs right now, right? For this entire bull run, which started in June 2022, it's actually near the highs right now. What is that? 143 was 144 was the high, 145, and right now we're at what? We're at 132. So we're kind of pretty much near the highs, and that's also because a Litecoin ETF is coming. So with Litecoin, once again, it's just, that's what a beach ball is, because everything else is dropping and you have these coins that are actually still holding the highs. So I believe this 145 area, 145, 146 is major resistance, because we see this top here, right? We see this bottom here, and we see a couple of small pivot bottoms here, right? So chances are we get a rejection around here. If Bitcoin was to, right, dump to 72, 73K, like I was saying, we'll get a pullback at minimum 212, but to be to try for something slightly more higher risk reward, something like 92 could work. Why? Because 92, we've seen this pivot top here, pivot bottom, a few daily tops here, and so 92 is where I would personally put my buy order, and then also something like 80 in extreme case, something like 80 if Bitcoin was to hit 72, 73K, something like 93 or 80, and then boom. So on the bounce, when Bitcoin starts going up in a few weeks, 142 will be obviously the natural first target, and then 235 area will be the next second target. Before then, this area 180, right? So it'd be 142, 143, 180 area, 183 area, and then this 235 area for Litecoin. Okay, last one we're going to do is Solana. Solana is in a very interesting situation because Solana is actually, unlike unlike the two coins we just saw, Solana is actually dropping. So the two coins we just saw was basically, okay, HBAR and Litecoin are actually basically up near the highs of this bull run. They're actually kind of within 10-20% of the highs of this bull run. Not the all-time highs, but the highs of this bull run. The thing about Solana is it's actually just dumped because the whole Argentina thing, because everyone's sick of meme coins right now, and because everyone's sick of pump.fun right now. So Solana runs on meme coins, so Solana is pretty much dumping to a very much low right now. But that's why I think Solana is really, really worth taking a good look at, because every other coin with an ETF coming is doing really well, like we just saw with HBAR, with Litecoin. So Solana should be near its highs. Solana should be near, if it wasn't for pump.fun, this whole collapse with Argentina, it should be like the high was 295. So right now it should be around 241 if it wasn't for all that scandal. This weekly candle, which we're about to close on, still looks ugly. So I would say there's still a good chance Solana comes back to this support level, 122. I'll just put it on a larger scale so people can see how important this 120 level is. So like look at how many times on the weekly, like pivot high, pivot low, pivot low, pivot low, pivot low, pivot low, right? There's like about 6 pivot lows at this 120 level. We could get another revisit. If Bitcoin was to go to 72, 73K, right? I've explained that already. Then we could go to this 119, 120 area and then bounce. But in an extreme scenario, it is possible. The next support I would see is, see this yellow channel, this channel I've drawn in yellow. In the extreme scenario, it could go to this 100 or 99 area, all right, 100 or 99 area, because of this yellow channel and because of this red supporting line. So in the next 2 weeks, if we get an extreme event where Bitcoin dumps to like low 70s, then we could see Solana get to this 118, 120K support, or in extreme case scenario, go to the bottom of where this yellow range is, or where this red trend line is. We can see this red trend line. It stems all the way from down here. Wait, which one is this red line? This red trend line. Okay, yeah, it starts from here. Starts from the December 2022, bottom of the bear market at $8, and basically boom. So this would be a massive, streaming long entry point at the 99 to 100, 98, possibly, boom, that area. We may not get there, and I think 120 is probably more likely, somewhere like 118, 120, and the next one, 100 to 99. Okay, thank you guys for your tuning in for another episode. And Pablo uses SwiftX for all the Aussies out there. SwiftX is a nice on-ramp, off-ramp. Thank you for your time. Catch you another time.